All right, good afternoon, boys and girls. We're on lesson 52, naming numbers through the hundred billions. So, our objective for today is to name the digit occupying a given place value in numbers through 100 billions. We're also going to be able to name the value of specific digits, of a specific digit, in a number through 100 billions. And we're going to be able to write numbers 100 billions in standard form, word form, and expanded notation. So the math joke of the day is, who is the first math student? And the answer is Adam. There's no vocab, but I want you to try to write this number in expanded notation. 789,056. Write that number in expanded notation. All right. So here's a new concept. This is a place value chart, okay? And so what it shows here is that and actually it goes all the way up to the billions. As you can see, the gray area, it's in the 100 billions. All right, but this shows the value of the first 12 whole number places. So what we see is that there's a pattern. Okay, look at the pattern here. We have ones, tens, and hundreds. And even though there's no one spot here, we could think of this as 1,000. Okay, and then we still have tens, hundreds, ones like 1 million, tens, 10 million, hundreds, 100 million. Same thing here, 1 billion, 10 billion, and then 100 billion. So these are all place values. And each section, typically there would be a comma here, okay? And what that comma represents is the first comma would be your thousands comma, then there would be your millions comma, then there would be your billions comma, okay? So let's go ahead and go to our examples. Um, Hopefully you have a large screen for examples because they're all in one spot. Um, so our example number one, which digit shows the number of 100 billions in 987,654,321,000? Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is you need to figure out where your 100 billions place value is here. And you can just look on the place value chart here and figure out where that lies here, right? Okay, so we're looking for the 100 billions. Remember, it's a pattern. This is the thousands, millions, billions, comma. So if we're looking in the billions, we have to look on this side of the comma. All right, and then remember the pattern of ones, tens, hundreds. So this is the billions, 1 billion, 10 billion, 100 billion. So this number 9 digit would be 900 billion. Okay. Now let's look at example number 2. So let's go ahead and find the value of the 2 in the number 12,345,678. So all these numbers right here are just trying to get you to be confused. We only need to know what this 2, the value of this 2 is, right? So remember when I was talking about the commas, this is the thousands comma, this is the millions comma. All right, so this number 2 represents the 1 spot in the millions comma, right? And the millions area. So this would be 2 million, right? So the value would be letter A, 2 million. Now let's look at example 3 on the bottom. We're going to use words to name 1345200 or 200. So when we put the commas in, it's probably best to put the commas in because it'll help you figure out what each number is. All right, remember we do every 3 and then we put in a comma starting from the right. So 1, 2, 3, let's put a comma right here. And then 1, 2, 3, we'll put a comma right here. So this would be the first comma is the thousands comma. The second comma is the millions comma. All right, so this would be 1, right? Because we have the number 1 million. Then we have 345,200. Okay, so and if you look at the answer on the solution, the same comma that we put in here, so that's the thousands comma and the millions comma, we basically put that in where it is in word form. Okay, so 1 million. Whenever we say the million, we put the comma in. And 345, that's 345 right here. Then comma would be the 1,000, 345,000, comma, and then 200. All right, hopefully you guys get that. If you don't, we could work on it tomorrow in class. Then let's look at example number 4. Use digits to write 134,652,700,000. Remember, we're going to use these commas as our commas in the actual number that we write, right? So let's do 134. So first we're going to write 134, then comma for the billion, okay? 652 million, so 652 is what we write down here. 652 million would be the comma. Then we have 700,000, 700,000. Now notice that there's nothing left for the hundreds, tens, and ones. So we just have zeros for that, all right? We must put those zeros in or else the number changes, okay? So those zeros are placeholders, basically. All right, then we're on example number 5. We're going to write 2,500,000 in expanded notation. So we write 2 times the place value, so 2 times the place value of this number, which is a million, and then 5 times this place value, which is 500,000. I mean, which is 100,000. So 2 times 1 million plus 5 times 100,000. Okay, and that's how you would write this in expanded notation. Here's our lesson practice. Let's see, A through D. We have to name the value place held by the 0 in each number. So find the 0 and what place value is this. So look at letter A. We're going to look for the 0 here, and that's where the place value. You have to name what this place value is. Okay, so that's what you do for A through D. And then E, we have to find the digit in the 10 billions place. Remember, they follow pattern: ones, tens, hundreds, and then just count the commas. Figure out where the 10 billions place is. It's probably towards the left. Okay, just saying. And then letter F, which of the following numbers does the 7 have a value of 70,000? Figure out where 70,000 is on the place value in the place value. Where's the thousands comma? Okay, and 70 is a 10, right? So we got to figure out where the 7. There's a 7 in the 70,000. Remember, the first comma is the thousands comma. Hint. Okay, oops. There you go. Letter G. We're gonna write the value of the number 1 here in words. Okay. Then we have to use words for H and I to name these numbers. Remember, what you're going to do is you're going to put those thousands and millions and billions commas in there so you guys figure out what those numbers are. Okay, then J through L, you're going to write the numbers out in digits. All right, and letter M, you're just going to write that number in expanded notation. Okay, guys, hopefully you get this. If you don't, write your questions on the back. I'm looking for that stuff, all right? So have a great night, and if you have any questions, make sure you write on the back. Thank you so much.